Welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. We're also streaming worldwide on that Odyssey app, and we're also live streaming for you on YouTube, X, and Facebook. So if you want to check us out there and hop in that chat box and say hi to everybody, you're more than welcome to do so. We'd love to have you interacting with the show. I'm Mark Hoke, and the man messing with this camera,
as always,
doing his thing, the David difference. What's up, David?
Oh, what a difference a Dave makes. Oh, today's going to be a day.
It is, yeah, we had a great time at Full Gear last night down in L.A. Yeah, that was a heck of a show yesterday, and we're going to get to talk about that and a whole lot more.
Good morning, everybody.
It's been, the morning didn't stop for us, so.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah.
Well, was it insane? I don't know. Maybe we're just out of touch.
Yeah, but now, that's the life of the traveling professional, to say the least.
Amen. Well, I don't know about professional, man.
No, it is what it is.
I'm trying to get adjusted over here.
Yeah, I see that.
All right, let's just go with it. Welcome. Good morning, everybody. Let's do this thing. It is like 45 minutes sleep in the last 24 hours, so we're going to make the best of it.
45?
Yeah, 45 minutes.
I dropped you off at 4:30.
Yeah, man, I had things to do.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
All right.
Well, we also do have a very special guest in studio with us today.
Yes,
I hear there may be a mystery guest coming as well. I think we'll call it mystery guest for a little bit.
Yeah, we got mystery guest, perhaps.
But we are very excited to have this woman on our show today. She is absolutely killing it up and down the West Coast and the Southwest, just tearing everybody apart.
Indeed.
And of course, she is the center of attention.
Let's take a look real quick.
Brittnie Brooks, welcome.
On November 19th, I step into the ring at FSW's Luck of the Draw in a triple threat for the FSW Women's Championship. Brittnie Brooks versus Rochelle Riveter versus Viva Van. Now, from the moment I started wrestling, FSW...
Happy to have you with us today. Yeah, showing off some gold.
Champion.
You know, I'm about to add a second one today. Second belt tonight, winning the FSW Women's Championship.
You got a huge opportunity tonight going down at FSW Luck of the Draw at Silver Nugget Casino.
Yeah.
It is happening. So tell me about this match you got.
So apparently now it is a fatal 4-way, which I was unaware of. So it's me versus Viva Van versus Rochelle versus Maserati in a 4-way for the FSW Women's Championship. And I don't know, I'm really excited. This is like my second casino show. Okay. I did like a battle royal one at the Silverton one, and it's like my second time at the Silver Nugget because the last time I was there, I had the gauntlet match where I came up short to Viva, but that's not happening tonight. I don't care who wants to add themselves to my match. I'm winning, and I'm walking out with the FSW Women's Championship and adding it to my Dreamwave Women's Championship.
Okay.
Pretty
confident about that. I mean, there are no slouches that you're going up against tonight. Like the nerves kicking in, or how you feeling?
I think the nerves are always going to kick in. I always get so nervous before a match, but it's also like, I know I was born to do this. I know that this is my passion. This is everything I've ever wanted, and it's going to happen. But pushing those nerves aside and making the best of it, that's all I can do. And just walking in with the most confidence possible. Like, I don't underestimate anybody in this match. And I know they're all vicious and they're all so good at what they do, but I'm the center of attention. And when I walk into that room, all eyes are going to be on me, the new FSW Women's Champion, Brittnie Brooks.
Very nice.
Prediction.
Getting ready. That's for sure. Brittnie, how did you get into wrestling?
can't hear you.
Oh, headphones. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
oh, jeez.
Yeah. She's a rookie over here.
Wow.
Come on.
Right.
Brittnie, how'd you get into wrestling?
I still can't really hear you.
Can you hear him?
It's
No?
very low.
How did you get into wrestling? Was the question.
So as a kid, I watched it all the time. Like it was about 2011 when I started watching it. And then from there, I just became a huge fan. My brother watched it with me. And then eventually he kind of fell out of it and it became my thing. So I would go to all the shows when I was a kid. Every time they came to Phoenix, I had to go. I was like, I need to go. Like, this is my passion. Like, I need to be there. So then I just started doing it. And then I started training at Arizona Wrestling Federation when I turned about 14 years old. I started in like a kids class. And then I had my first match ever at 15, won the AWF Women's Championship in my 9th match ever when I was 16.
Dang.
And then ended up tearing my ACL in 2021. And then I came back in December. So it's almost been a year since I came back. And since then, I've been so determined to get everywhere, do every company I can come across, just get my name out there and consistently get better. And that's like what I've been trying to do the past year. And I think it's been working a little bit. I've been making towns, traveling a lot, and having the most fun ever.
Yeah, no, that's dope. And me and Mark, we just got back from LA, and like, oh, but you do, and we're complaining, or at least I'm complaining. You do this like all the time. I was thinking that this morning is like, this is the lifestyle you live, like back and forth, nonstop. Tell me, where does that drive come from?
It's just, I think the passion, like when I watched it as a kid, I would have never imagined, like I didn't know indie wrestling was a thing. Like I didn't know there was anything other than WWE, like until I was like 15, 16 years old and started training. Like I think the passion just comes from simply needing to make it. Like every single part of me needs to make it to WWE, needs to make it to larger audiences, and needs to inspire people, because that's like all I want to do. Like everybody wrestles for different reasons. Everybody wants to go different places with wrestling, but like for me, I need to make it because that's all, like this is my passion in life. This is literally all I've ever wanted. Like since I was 5 years old, I knew that I wanted to be a professional wrestler. Now that I'm starting to do that a little bit, like it's so crazy to me. Like the hours in the airports, the hours in the car, the hours on planes. Like I had a 15-hour travel day last week, and it was like 15 hours between when I left my house at like 11 p.m. and I didn't even make it to New York until like 3 p.m. Like, so it was like layovers and long plane rides, and it's all worth it because like the second I'm out there wrestling, I forget all that and I'm so focused on the match and so focused on getting better and performing well and winning. So that's just, I don't know, it's just passion and drive and need to make it.
What was that like? I know you got a little shot on AEW. What was that like for you?
It was awesome. Like I had such a good experience there. It was crazy because I went, I think it was 12 or 13 shows in that same building as a kid for WWE, and just being able to wrestle in a building that I spent hundreds of dollars. Like I would save up my money. Like I would go to our backyard and pull all the weeds from our rocks and be like, Dad, can you pay me? So then I would have money so I could get tickets for WWE whenever they come. Like I spent so much money, so much time working to get to that arena. And then now I'm wrestling in it. Like that was crazy. And there was like a second after I had lost, I looked around and I was like, this is all I've ever wanted. And like getting a little taste of that has driven me 100 times more. Like being able to do that once is crazy cool, but I need to get to the point where I'm wrestling in arenas like that every single week. So just like knowing that that's a possibility and seeing that it's attainable, that's like been driving me for the past few months. I'm like, I need to make it so then I could be doing this every single week.
Right. Nah, that's beautiful. Sounds like an obsession. So you're young. You're 19. They say you got to be obsessed to be average. What sets you apart from? I mean, there's a lot of people out there that have the dream, but obviously you're making moves and making strides quickly. What do you think sets you apart and gives you these opportunities?
I think what sets me apart is that same drive. Like I need this, and I keep saying that, but it's so true. Like when I will do whatever it takes, and I think that you need to have that because from an early age, my coach is like, you need to set yourself apart and you need to make it so then people want to book you over somebody else. And like it gets to that point where it's just, I need this and I need to make sure that every single thing I'm doing is going to get me to a position where I am getting better and I'm wanting to like get all these eyes on me and people are wanting to watch me, wanting to see me. Like it's a lot because like what people don't understand about indie wrestling is like I feel like sometimes it's very hard to like draw a crowd, right? And like I'm just this girl from Arizona, and, like, the fact that people are willing to, like, fly me in and stuff like that just always surprises me because like, I know how much it costs for flights and all that stuff, but it's just, like, building that resume and getting the names behind you, followers, getting better just at every step of the way is, like, so important to me, and I think, like, what separates me the most is my drive. Like, I will do literally whatever it takes to get to where I need to be, whether it's hours in the gym, hours in an airport, long layovers, like, it all doesn't matter to me because it's what I love and it's what I wanna do, and I wouldn't wanna be doing anything else.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's magical right there.
Yeah, she's fired up today, and of course she's going to be at FSW night at Silver Nugget. So make sure you get down there and check that out.
New champ.
New champ! Hey!
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, let's step back and take a break, and we're going to have more of Brittnie Brooks. Plus, we're going to kind of tie this in a little bit with some of the stuff that happened at Full Gear last night.
Oh, boy.
Because there was a couple of title changes with the ladies last night.
Oh, yes, there was.
There were. It was, and I know we were talking a little bit before we got in here about Toni Storm and Julia Hart, of course, both making major changes in themselves to propel themselves to championship levels again. So we're going to take a break and come back with more with Brittnie Brooks, David Difference. I'm Mark Hoke on the Mark Hoke Show. KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas, and make sure you join us in that chat box as well. Say hi to everybody on YouTube, X, and Facebook. We will be right back, everyone. The Mark Hoke Show is proud to announce our partnership with pro wrestling's premier charity, the Cauliflower Alley Club. For nearly 60 years, the CAC has stood strong, assisting members of the wrestling industry in their times of need. Please join us in supporting the Cauliflower Alley Club by becoming a member for just $25 a year or make an individual donation today. Go to caulifloweralleyclub.org and give back to the people that have brought us so much entertainment and joy in pro wrestling. Once again, that's caulifloweralleyclub.org.
Dreaming of a relaxing retirement but need the roadmap to get there? The Asset Preservation Hour with Stuart Willis can help you build the path. Saturdays at 9 a.m. and Sundays at 10 a.m. on 101.5 KDAWN. For more information, visit apsitaxes.com.
Nevadans, you are not alone. If you or someone you care about is experiencing thoughts of suicide, feelings of anxiousness, or battling any other mental health crisis, we are here for you. Introducing 988. The new 3-digit dialing code for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 988 connects you to compassionate, confidential support for free. You may remember this as the former National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, which has answered millions of calls and helped people overcome mental health-related distress. 988 is the same trusted, confidential resource. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and get you additional help if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are never alone in crisis. Just call, text, or chat 988.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
We still haven't beaten COVID-19. Its new strain has caused an alarming increase in hospitalizations. Give superpowers to your family with updated vaccines from Pfizer-BioNTech or Moderna that reduce the risk of serious illness and hospitalization. Remember, you can vaccinate your children as early as 6 months of age. Check with your healthcare provider or visit immunizenevada.org and get them vaccinated. With health, there is life.
This message is sponsored by Immunize Nevada, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Understanding the many things in a mother's life affecting her pregnancy is important. You can help improve the health of all mothers and babies in Nevada by completing a pregnancy risk assessment monitoring system survey about your recent pregnancy. Also known as PRAMS, the survey is from the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The survey asks new moms about their experience before, during, and after pregnancy. Responses are confidential and used to help improve the health of mothers and babies in Nevada. If you receive a PRAMS survey, please share your story. Learn more at nvprams.dpbh.nv.gov. That's nvprams.dpbh.nv.gov. This message sponsored by the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, I'm Lorraine Hunt Bono, inviting you to listen to Breaking Bread with Bono, Dennis's in-depth celebrity interview show from Table 30 in the legendary Bootlegger Italian Bistro every Saturday, 5 p.m. right here on KDAWN.
1015 FM KDAWN. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 1015 FM, the talk of Las Vegas, streaming live on that Odyssey app and in our live stream, YouTube, X, and Facebook. I want to say hi to all the people that are in the chat box right now, like Peanut Nerd.
Peanut Nerd. That's Peanut Nard. What is that? Who's that?
Hey, he's from AZ. He said he's from AZ.
Okay, that's your people.
You know, that's my people.
Okay.
And Zach Minger, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate that. Well, last night, Full Gear, which Dave and I attended all the way through the media scrum.
What a day.
Toni was rambling last night.
Ah, yeah. Toni be going off.
Toni was going off.
Like, settle down, man. I wanted to say, all right, let's wrap this up, Toni. Got things to do.
Yeah, but last night, the two major title changes that took place were both on the women's side. As Toni Storm beat Hikaru Shida to become now the second 3-time AEW Women's Champion, and Julia Hart, the young one, managed to win the TBS Championship in that 3-way match last night, knocking off Chris Statlander and Sky Blue. So we have new champions on the women's side in AEW, and going especially with Julia Hart being so young. She's 22, I believe, Dave.
Oh, yes, she is 22 years old young.
Yeah.
Years old young. Yeah. What, 19, right? So, I mean, she's a senior. How'd you feel about that? Does that make an impact on you?
I think it's cool. Like, I love Julia Hart. I think she's so talented, and I think it was so cool that she's finally, she finally won a championship, and it's going to be no different for this young one tonight at FSW. So
Brittnie Brooks is fired up, everybody, to say the least. But, one thing that struck me when you think about the two women that won last night was they both went through major character changes over the past year or so. Of course, Julia was a cheerleader, rah rah sis boom ba.
Yes, sir.
And then she joined the House of Black and went all evil and just absolutely caught fire. And then this Toni Storm change to the timeless Toni Storm gimmick has absolutely propelled her to a new place that I don't think anybody ever thought she'd get. And Brittnie, you and I were talking a little bit about making those kind of changes and trying to decide how you're going to present yourself as a character. And you think about, going from a cheerleader to a crazy witch, and, just how all that worked out. And with Toni too, what did you think about those character changes, and how does that affect you as you're moving forward in your career when you see something like that?
I think like character changes are so important because you can't stay the same in anything. Like, you always have to amplify, you always have to get better. I feel like I'm definitely still working on like my character and what I want for Brittnie Brooks. It's definitely probably the hardest part of wrestling for me is like determining, getting that charisma and determining what I want people to see and what I want people like not to see from Brittnie. So like, but I think the character changes are so important because like when it comes down to it, like if you keep changing and you keep like making yourself better and adding new edges and adding new things to you, it's only going to make you better. So.
And then when you and I were also talking about, how easy it is to sexualize women in professional wrestling and make characters like that, and trying to maybe find that balance between femininity and, being a pro wrestler and being taken seriously. How tough is that line for you?
For me, it's like not too tough because like when I first started in this, like, I always trained with, like, guys, and I always, like, was taught that toughness. So, like, I do understand that, like, you do have to highlight what is good about you. So that's something that, like, I kinda struggle with a little bit because, I don't want to be over-sexualized because I want people to understand that I wanna be taken seriously, and I don't wanna be seen as something that's just, like, let's just use her for the looks, because I want to get better and be good at what I do. So, like, to me, being a good wrestler is far more important than, like, how I look, but I do still want to look presentable and look professional. So it's definitely a fine line to, like, kind of border on.
Yeah, when you look at like fans, I mean, from a female wrestler standpoint, do you see that you getting more support from the male fans or the female fans, or is it a mix?
I think my audience is definitely male, like older males, but then also mostly little kids too. Like,
Okay.
so I get those little girls. I mean, I wear those heart-shaped sunglasses out to the ring and put them on a little girl, and that always like helps them, like fall in love with me. Like there's this little girl in Arizona. Her name is Athena. She's so cute. She dressed up as me for Halloween, and that was so cute. And then I was tagged in something earlier, I think last week, of this girl. She has like a ton of my 8x10s on her wall. And I was like, that is so cute. So it's definitely a mix of like older males and then young children.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's dope. So, who was your inspiration in the wrestling business
Ooh.
coming up?
My biggest inspirations were John Cena and the Bella Twins. So like
Okay.
like the Bella Twins really, really, really made me love wrestling and really made me like, hey, I want to do that. It's crazy because last weekend I was on this show called Big Event NY, and they were headlining. It was like a meet and greet thing. They were headlining the show, and I was trying to like go up and meet them and like talk to them, but they were just so busy and their line was like crazy long. And so I didn't really get a chance to talk to them, but I think it'll happen one day. And like the day that I do get to meet them, I just want to tell them like how much they inspired me and how much I want to give that feeling to other like kids, because they are such a huge reason why I wrestle. And then John Cena too, like he was my first favorite. Like when I first started watching wrestling, like I always liked Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes because that was who my brother liked. But then
Okay.
John Cena was like my first like, this is mine. Like I like him, and like I would wear all the sweatbands and had the hat and like so many of his shirts. And yeah, I was just obsessed.
Yeah, that's interesting. Do you find that, I mean, because you work with a lot of female talent, that they like are more inspired like a male wrestler versus like, seeing a woman champion and saying that's who I want to be or become?
Yeah, definitely. Cause like my home promotion AWF, sometimes I'm the only girl on the show, especially when they do like these like festival shows. So like I'm able to resonate so well with like the younger crowd because like I'm like these little girls are seeing a young girl, on the show with all these guys, right? So like it definitely does help because I want to be that for them. I want to become like their inspiration as the Bella Twins and John Cena were for me.
Yeah, and then of course the Survivor Series is coming up too, that this coming weekend, and they've got a women's war game match that's going to be pretty wild, I would imagine. It's Damage Control. It's Bailey, Asuka, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane taking on Bianca Belair. Charlotte, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch just got involved in that mess. But of course, so many revolutionary women in that group. I mean, it really has inspired a generation of female wrestlers. And are any of those names? How many of those names resonate with you? And what do you think about that match coming up? Because the ladies got to get a little nasty in there.
That's gonna be crazy. Like I would say the A team of of Charlotte and Becky, and like that team is crazy. Yeah, so Becky Lynch was also a huge inspiration for me, like as I was starting to wrestle too. I met her a couple times and I got to like talk to her a little bit. So it was like really special. And then Charlotte's like the best. Like I simply don't like I aspire to be as good as she is at wrestling one day. Like she's just so talented. So like to see like her in the women's war game, like it's gonna be such a good match, and I'm so excited to watch it.
Yeah, definitely. Talking about women's war games, what's your strategy going into tonight?
Ooh, my strategy. I mean, since Maserati decided to like add herself to our match, I'm just ready to see her and Rochelle kind of implode, because at the end of the day, this is for the championship. And you can have teammates, you can have best friends, but is that really more important than the championship? Because at the end of the day, I'm cool with everybody, but that championship is mine and it's coming home with me. So, I mean, I'm kind of interested to see if Rochelle and Maserati turn on each other a little bit.
Yeah, Maserati's been known to do her own thing.
Mhm.
Say
throughout
the
the years.
least.
So
If I was Rochelle, I would not trust her.
Uh-oh.
You're trying to break that team up.
Hey.
You are being a little devil.
I'm
Brittnie
just here.
Brooks.
I'm just here. It's okay.
We'll find out tonight, 5 p.m.
Yeah.
It's going
I
down
think so.
Silver Nugget live on Fight Plus, FSW, Luck of the Draw.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting when you look at the female talent that is here in Vegas. I mean, just you take those four and it's enough. I mean, what a talented group, and including yourself. I mean, I got to see a lot of your work on YouTube and so on, but and then saw you live a couple of times, and just that how fast the female talent base is growing here in Las Vegas with that group. Absolutely incredible to see where everybody's headed, and I think a lot of people know Viva's going to be going somewhere sometime soon, and I think all four of you will be at some point.
Aw, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that.
Yeah, and definitely so your thoughts, FSW, Zoe Stark. I mean, she's a savage beast.
Yeah, she's good, and that's another one out of Vegas too. Talking about that talent base, she's wrestling Rhea Ripley coming up at Survivor Series as well.
Yeah,
another Vegas product. So, yeah, it's kind of the place to be.
It is. I was gonna say that Vegas is 100% the place to be. If it were up to me, I'd move here, but it's hard. But
Nah, it definitely could happen. So, what's the talk like through? I mean, you go to different independent promotions. Is Vegas the place to be? Like, is that the talk?
everybody always thinks that where they are is the place to
Oh,
be.
yeah.
To be honest,
Right.
everyone's like, "Oh my god, you should move to the Midwest." It is really fun in the Midwest. I think wrestling is just so fun everywhere. Something about the West Coast though that I notice is like our wrestling weekends don't really start until like Fridays, but like on the East and like Midwest, sometimes they start like having shows on Wednesdays, Thursdays. So like I think it's cooler for that. But definitely I think Vegas is the place to be.
There we go. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, and so don't forget, guys, if you want to come out, and gals, if you want to come out and see Brittnie tonight, they're going to be at the Silver Nugget at 5:00. FSW
Yeah.
Luck of the Draw. Should be a wild, wild evening to say the least. A lot of great stuff going on. And by the way, our mystery guest has arrived, but we're not going to put him on just yet.
What?
We're not going to put him on just yet.
Who's here?
I wonder who it is.
I don't know.
Who?
There it is. I guess we'll find out soon.
But that mystery guest will also be a part of this FSW fiasco tonight. It's going to be wild.
Is it Maserati?
CM Punk?
No, there's no CM
I'll drop Maserati right now. She's here.
Oh, wow. I'll get her on the phone. Hang on.
Man.
Oh, okay.
Hang on.
We're going to have another fight in the studio?
Yeah, let's do it, man. Who, me and you?
No.
Oh, that's later. That's the
It'll
second
be like
hour.
that. It'll be like that Money in the Bank that was during COVID at the WWE headquarters.
What
Oh, yeah.
what happened there? What I missed?
They had money.
They
in the
fought their way through the building.
Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah,
Titan
let's-
Towers.
Yeah, let's do that, man.
Yeah, WWE headquarters got trashed that night.
Good times.
That
good
was
times.
That was ridiculous. But anyway, but yeah, so this is good. It's going to be a great night, and we'll look forward to seeing you doing your thing, Brittnie. So, but hey, I want to thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun.
Yeah, so come on out tonight, FSW.
Yeah. New champ. New champ.
Prediction.
Oh.
Spoiler. We'll find out.
All right. So we're going to take another break, and then when we come back, we're going to welcome our mystery guest into the studio as well. And we're going to break down this Full Gear card and a lot of other things that happened. Yeah, no Devil last night.
Yeah, I was
They flashed
surprised
the
about
graphic.
that.
Yeah, no Devil
I
showed
thought
up.
we'd see CM Punk.
I think the Devil was there somewhere. We just don't know who he was.
Oh, yeah. MJF. No, not MJF. Adam Cole.
You think Cole's the guilty one?
Yeah,
Well,
I think
we'll talk about that when we come back here on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. David Difference, myself, Mark Hoke, and who could it be? And honestly, I'm scared. First time he's been in the studio.
You're always scared, man. You live a fearful life. Brittnie, I appreciate you.
Yeah,
I will see
thanks
you
for
tonight.
coming, Brittnie.
Yeah.
All right, we'll stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. If you're looking for an award-winning dining experience at outstanding prices, look no further than Unique Eats. Whether it's their incredible breakfast platters, amazing pastas and sandwiches, or world-renowned pizzas, celebrity chef Dominic Tedesco will have you covered. Check out their coffee and smoothie bar, vegetarian options, catering, and top-flight service. Visit Unique Eats today at 3100 South Durango, Suite 100. Call 702-992-3038 or go to uniqueeatslv.com, and we'll see you all at Unique Eats.
Dear Plugged In, you in on this? Toyota's versatile SUVs roll up their sleeves and take on tough jobs. Dress up for a night out, or haul your family and friends with their spacious interiors. And they're available with some real sweet tech. Want a hybrid SUV? Oh yeah, they got those too. All with a slew of standard features so you won't break the bank. Get the juice at Toyota.com, folks.
Visit your Southern Nevada Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
By now, you've probably heard of Upside, the free app that gets you real cash back at gas stations. But Upside is so much more than just a gas app. Upside lets you earn cash back at over 100,000 locations that include convenience stores, supermarkets, popular national chains, and local favorites. Just download the free app, claim an offer, and get real cash back on your purchase. There are no complicated points or rebates. With Upside, you can earn an average of 8% cash back on groceries and dining. That's 8% real cash back on top of your credit card rewards. You can use Upside to earn cash back even on debit card purchases. Talk about fueling up. Download Upside today. Use promo code MORE10 and get a 10% cash back bonus on your first purchase. Get the Upside app and use promo code MORE10 for an extra 10% cash back bonus. That's promo code MORE10. Offers vary by user and location. Terms and conditions apply. Go to upside.com for details.
There's some families that have not recovered at all.
People told me they did not want to get vaccinated.
People were getting their medical advice from somebody on TikTok. The sense of community is something that the world needs.
COVID taught me that
health matters.
Health matters. Visit nmhec.org. This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Minority Health and Equity, and aired in cooperation by the Nevada Broadcasters Association and the station.
Nevadans, you are not alone. If you or someone you care about is experiencing thoughts of suicide, feelings of anxiousness, or battling any other mental health crisis, we are here for you. Introducing 988. The new 3-digit dialing code for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 988 connects you to compassionate, confidential support for free. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and get you additional help if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are never alone in crisis. Just call, text, or chat 988.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
In Nevada, anything that goes into the storm drain goes directly to our local waterways, which can pollute Nevada's lakes and rivers. Nevada is the driest state in the nation, and we must work together to preserve our limited water resources for future generations of Nevadans. Here's some waterway wisdom so you can help do your part. Scoop your dog's poop, bag it, and discard it. Clean up yard waste and grass clippings. Wash your car at a car wash or on grass or gravel. Apply pesticides and fertilizers sparingly in your yard. Safely dispose of household chemicals. Clean up leaks and spills. And don't litter. Secure trash in bins. Keep contaminants out of our storm drains. Use waterway wisdom. And remember, only rain should go into the storm drain. Join us in preserving Nevada's waters for future generations by visiting loveenvywaters.com and following us on social media.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Transportation, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
1015 FM KDAWN. You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
And we return to the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN. It is the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. Oh, man. Still absorbing everything that happened in Full Gear last night, David Difference.
Yeah, it was a wild night.
That was I I have thoughts.
That's new.
I have thoughts on this thing. It was
which part?
A lot of it.
Oh, well, break it down.
And
you know what was interesting?
What was interesting?
Well, we were sitting there. There was about 40 people that came in at once, and it was all MJF's family there to celebrate from New York. They came out. They said, "Big family celebration."
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
They were all distraught when he got sent to the hospital. A lot of them didn't watch wrestling, so they was like, "I hope he's all right." Like, yeah, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, MJF escaped both matches last night. But it was funny though. I was actually reading some of the reviews coming in on the championship match with Jay White, and I got to tell you, there were people that were not happy with that match.
In what regards?
Called it overbooked, and also thought it really hurt Jay White because
I was thinking that too.
So to set that scenario up from last night, MJF was defending the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships, teamed with Samoa Joe in place of Adam Cole, and taking on the Guns. They win the match, but then the Guns, Samoa Joe hightailed it, and the Guns jumped MJF because, of course, he's wrestling for the World Championship later the night. They're part of the Bullet Club, and of course, taking on Jay White. So they get a chair out, and they're crushing his knee, and then they put the chair around his knee and jumped off the top rope, did the whole thing, and MJF got carted off in an ambulance. Adam Cole steps in, and even though Adam Cole is still in a walking boot and crutches, offered to defend the championship for MJF, so he did not forfeit it.
That's a friend right there. I was going to ask Tony, is this you just make your rules as you go, or is this an official thing?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that
you wrestle for me tonight. For the title.
Yeah, that's actually another quandary now that you think about it. But then they get to the match. Adam Cole comes out, and then MJF comes rolling up in the ambulance, leg wrapped, knee wrapped. He's a mess. He can barely walk. But then he was kind of doing some things he shouldn't have been able to do, and which some people complained about. And then, Jay White lost the match to a half crippled MJF.
Yeah,
and a lot of people were saying, that wasn't cool to do that to Jay White because, it makes him look bad that he couldn't even beat a half hobbled MJF.
Yeah, well, that's interesting because I was thinking that as the match was going, it was like, where's this guy go from here? He just got beat up by a crippled. It didn't make no sense. I mean, it made sense, but that's not good for where he's going next.
I mean, overall, I thought the match was good. I mean, the crowd was going nuts. That was a great crowd in LA last night.
They were packed, man. It was far different from the Vegas crowd we have. I mean, Vegas was good, but I don't know, that building, the acoustics in that place was different, man.
Yeah, it was. And I was up in Seattle too, and the noise. I think was the LA crowd was a little more intense than it was in Seattle. That's for sure.
Yeah, you get.
I mean, they were.
It's a different crowd, different people, different vibe.
Yeah,
LA something else, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
yeah, it was definitely a different vibe. That's for sure. But yeah, but MJF does escape with his titles, and we got to hear him crying when he came into the scrum.
Yeah, he was in tears, man.
He was in tears, man. He was in pain and
eating pickles,
emotional. Lots of pickles flying around. We should get some of those pickles.
I don't know about that. I'm gonna stay away from pickles. Leave that to you, Mark. Pickle man over there. Yeah, it was an interesting show to say the least. But obviously, that Swerve match of the night, in my opinion. I know you said it was too much, too gory, too bloody, but that was a beautiful thing, man.
But and I think that might be a good time to bring in our guest.
Is that the segue?
Yeah,
get him in here.
Let's segue him in here because I'm really excited to have this gentleman back on the show. But now we've got him in the studio. Let's say hi to the No Limits Poppy, shall we? Danny Limelight.
Hey.
There he is. Danny Limelight joining us here on the show. He's in town for FSW today too, bud. What's up?
I'm in town to become the FSW heavyweight champion. That's why I'm in town. What's up, Mark Hoke, Dave Difference? How y'all doing?
Yes, sir. Living the dream, man. Living the dream. Good to see you here live in the studio, huh?
It was good to be here in the Mark Hoke show right here with the little banner, the the studio stuff set up. It looks good in here. It feels cozy.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's well decorated, isn't it?
It is. I got my pretty face back
Yeah,
there.
Danny, do you know that it's funny because we
he
didn't
just put that up.
Look,
He just put that up.
Slide the mic over. You cover in my face, Dave.
There
it is.
Yeah.
Look at that, Poppy.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. We didn't know Danny was going to be on the show until I guess he popped us a message. Just what, an hour ago?
Yeah, a little bit less than an hour ago. I was in Wisconsin last night in Ironheart Pro, defending the United Wrestling Network World Heavyweight Championship, going on almost 365 days as champion. And then I hopped on a plane all the way to Las Vegas, Nevada, because we have FSW Luck of the Draw tonight. You know, and I'm on my way to get my hands on Selena. And I said, I'm here early. I want to go to the studio. I want to come see Mark Hoke.
There it is.
Well, we're very happy to have you here. But yeah, those pictures up there, you know, I kind of redid the studio in here, and there's Sergeant Slaughter, Jimmy Hart, and right in the middle of them is Danny Limelight.
It's like if you fuse Sergeant Slaughter with Jimmy Hart together, you get me, I guess.
Kind of.
I was a real drill instructor, though, you know. And then, you know, Jimmy Hart, the mouth of the South. You got, you know, I'm just the mouth all over the place. You just boom, there's Poppy. It works, Mark. I give you 2 points for that.
Yeah, so he's in kind of our Hall of Fame up there. We got both Cages on the other side here, and then we got Brooks Robinson up too. But yeah, Brian Cage and Christian Cage.
I see it.
Yeah. So Danny, you're an elite company, my friend.
You know what? I try to stay in elite company.
He's an elite guy, man.
I'm an elite guy.
There you go. So tonight,
I'm elite, bruv.
Yeah.
Isn't that the new? That's
What
the
is
new
it?
say. I'm elite, bruv.
Yeah.
Shout out to Will Ospreay. Y'all were talking about the pay per view
yeah.
last night.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Ospreay.
Yeah, that was big. So tonight you got an opportunity, FSW Heavyweight Championship on the line. What is 30-man battle royal, Rumble style? Are you ready? Well, I know you're ready for this, but what's your strategy going into this, man?
Oh, because I was gonna take this time to tell you on live radio what my strategy is, so everyone that's entering the Rumble can know, right?
Well, maybe throw them off a bit. Or
Nah, man, look, I'm gonna put a banana peel on the ramp or something like that. Is that what you expecting to hear? I'm gonna have the Wild Coyote. What's his name? What was the Coyote's name?
Wiley Coyote.
Yeah, that dude. I'm gonna have him set up C4 and dynamite all over the place.
There's Acme. Yeah.
Nah,
Okay.
you know, look, man, I'm entering number one. It's the luck of the draw. I made my debut at FSW in this Rumble a few years back. Now I'm coming back, entering at number one, numero UNO.
Are you number one?
I'm number one. I announced it. I called my shot like Babe Ruth.
Okay.
I'm going to come in. I'm going to throw bozo after bozo after bozo over the top. It doesn't matter who come down the ring. Dave, you could enter the Rumble, and I'm going to throw you over the top.
I thought
Man,
it was
you
people,
could bring
man.
Mark Hoke, too.
Oh, yeah.
I lift Mark Hoke on my shoulders just like this and toss old Jolly Saint Nick over the top.
I'd pay to see that. Yeah.
Maybe I should enter the Rumble.
Yeah, you should. If that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, you should come on down. Come on now. Come see Bobby. Come into the bodega. Come on, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw
my
you
God.
and a Hammerstone's ugly self over the top. Together, both of you, one by the ear.
Wow.
Jesus.
No one's getting in the way. It doesn't matter who comes through that room. Brittnie Brooks, who was just here, this young prodigy, the young star in the making, she could win the FSW Women's Championship, then enter the Rumble, and I'll throw her over the top too.
Jeez. Well, I mean, you're definitely, like we talked about earlier last week, you are built different. You're going in number one.
Yes.
This is a hell of a match. Then let's say when you win this, right?
Okay.
Then you have a championship match. That's a tall order, man.
Look, first of all, shout outs to Ice. He's been champion going on how long now? Almost 365, right?
Oh, yeah.
Almost 365. He was the No Limits champion for 500 plus days, right? He actually has a victory over me in FSW before. So I'm going to give the man his flowers. However, the Danny Limelight that Ice Williams faced 2 years ago is not the Danny Limelight today. I'm built different, Dave. You know that firsthand. I've been everywhere, all over, wrestled the best wrestlers in the world, came back, spun the block. I'm here. I want the FSW Heavyweight Championship. So after I get through 30 dudes, Ice is going to slip and slide his way all the way to the ring. He's going to hop in, do his little thing that he does, take off his stupid furry coat, and then I'm going to choke him out, put him to sleep, And then that's a wrap. Then I got Selena in my hands, the FSW Heavyweight Championship. I'm going to tell Joe DeFalco he better have the penthouse suite reserved for me. And we're going to party all night, Dave. You invited. Mark, you're not invited, Mark.
I like that. All right, cool.
You know, now I wasn't going to say what I was going to say. Now I'm going to say, what happens if we run into Bodie Young Prodigy?
Oh, boy. Don't shade over here, man.
Listen, Brody Young Prodigy. First of all, he got his hands full tonight with Action Jackson.
Yeah.
For the No Limits Championship. You know, Bodie beat me by luck, but I would not take away from Bodie's talent. The kid is what, 12 years old now?
Yeah.
You know, almost about to hit puberty. He's climbing the ranks. I think his mom finally cut the umbilical cord, let him go. You know, if Bodie Young Prodigy just so happens to, all three of those little brats, Brody, Brittnie, and Matt Vandergriff will come out together, holding hands, eating Sour Patch Kids, and I'm gonna whoop all three of them and send them to the nursery room.
Damn!
Wow.
All right. Well, he coming with that heat tonight, huh?
Mic on, safety off, always.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this, man. I'm looking forward to this. So, if you walk out of here, FSW Heavyweight Championship.
When I walk out of here,
when you
FSW
walk out of
Heavyweight
here tonight, where are we partying at, man? Where's it going down at?
Dre's. And you know what? I'm going to have Ice sneak us in the back door after that.
Wow. All right, take his belt and then get him
and party in the VIP section with his belt.
There
and
you
have
go.
him stand in front of the table while I party and celebrate all night. Mark, you still not invited, Mark.
Damn.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mark. Well, we had quite the night. So last night, I mean, yesterday was like a 24-hour day, right? In kicking. And I was talking to Brittnie about it. It's like, you guys do this all the time, like nonstop, go, come back, go again. Like, what is there a regimen or some preparation you got to do to keep going?
Honestly, man, I spend a lot of time sleeping on airplanes. So I'll give you an example. Friday, I had Friendsgiving, had mi gente come through. We ate good. I went to bed about 2 o'clock in the morning, had to be at the airport at 6 a.m. So I got about 4 hours of sleep, if that, maybe 3, because I had to get up and get to the airport. Flew all the way to Wisconsin, actually MSP, so they flew me into Minneapolis. Got to the hotel, checked in, brushed my teeth again, took an Uber all the way to the venue in Wisconsin. It was a 30-minute ride to Hudson, Wisconsin. Wrestled there, defended the UWN World Heavyweight Championship against Garrison Creed. Big dude, strong dude, wasn't good enough. Went back to my hotel, ordered food. By the time I was in bed, it was 1:30 in the morning almost, and I had to be at the airport at 4:30 to fly all the way to Vegas. So I had about 3 hours of sleep again. I landed in Vegas, and then I showed up here to the Mark Hoke show, kicked the door down. Mark, I'm here. Put me on, you know. And it's one of those things where it's finding meals when you can, finding sleep when you can, still getting time to hit the gym. You know, Dave, you know I'm a full-time student on top of that. Full-time, you know, full-time student. I'm a dad. You know, I got a lot of things that I got my hands in the pockets. I'm working on my film right now as well. So when it comes to this traveling and being on the road and just doing the wrestling grind, it's finding when you can eat, when you can rest, when you can sleep. You know, going to the chiropractors, going to those physical sports therapists and stuff like that. Getting, you know, I like to get cupping done on my body, have somebody rub it out, pause, and just really just take the time to recover. Because a lot of the time we're on the road, you know, you sleeping on planes and sitting on planes and changing time zones back and forth. That does a number on your body. Anybody who's traveling a lot, anybody who's in the business knows that the travel and all that is just as demanding as the job, you know. So it's taking it all in. And honestly, man, though, like a lot of people, you know, on their bucket list, they say they want to travel, right? When I grow up, I want to travel. I want to see the world. I'm fortunate enough that I get to do that while doing something that I love, you know, on someone else's dollar. I don't buy my flights. I don't buy my hotels. The promotions do. So I get to see all these new cities and states on someone else's dollar. So it's a benefit, it's a luxury, but also it's very demanding on the job. And now here I am on 3.5, 4 hours of sleep, getting ready to wrestle 30 dudes and then Ice Williams for the FSW Heavyweight Championship. You know, it comes with it. It's what we sign up for. There's no complaining, but you know, I like it and I don't like it sometimes.
Well, you handle it well, man, like a professional over there.
Well, that's what he does. He's Danny Limelight.
Oh, now don't get on
Mark
the
wants
team
to get
now.
invited.
Yeah,
Mark wants to get
Now you
invited.
want to get on the squad again.
I put his picture on the wall. Come on.
You just put that
He
up
paid
this
double
morning.
for it.
Oh, man.
I'm just messing with you, Mark.
It's all good. Well, hey, we have to take a break and come back for a second hour of the show. So we're going to have Danny sitting in with us. And just a lot to take in from Full Gear. And we need to get through that. And a couple other things going on in the world of wrestling, too, including, that Hammerstone guy got his release.
Hammerstone. I got a bone to pick with him today.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so stick around, everybody. We've got a whole lot more on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. Give us a follow. Just look up the Mark Hoke Show, whatever social media app you want to use, and join us, like us, whatever you want to do. We'll see you on the other side of the break. Stick around, everybody. Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join the Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
Hey, this is Richard Deitch, the host of the Sports Media Podcast. If you're interested in what's happening with all the places where you consume sports, the Sports Media Podcast has you covered. Here's longtime NFL and NBA announcer, Ian Eagle.
Would I find this entertaining if I was sitting on the couch watching the game, or would this be a nuisance? Would this get in the way? Does it enhance the enjoyment for the viewer, or at some point are you becoming an annoyance?
Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Unsafe sleep conditions cause serious injury and even death to infants. Never sleep with your baby on a sofa, in a chair, or in an adult bed. Protect the baby you love from becoming a tragic statistic. The only safe place for your baby to sleep is alone, on its back, in a crib, and in your room. For more information, visit cribsforkids.org. That's cribsforkids.org. This message is sponsored by the Division of Public and Behavioral Health, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
For 30 years, the LGBTQ Center of Nevada has been a safe and welcoming place to celebrate and serve the entire community. The center advocates for the empowerment and safety of everyone. It provides wellness services for better mental, physical, and holistic health. And the center connects people to the community. Learn more at thecenterlv.org. This message is sponsored by a grant through the Sands Corporation, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Financial literacy is the best equalizer and fastest path out of situational and generational poverty. Junior Achievement of Southern Nevada has led the way in teaching financial and workforce education to students in kindergarten through 12th grade. But Junior Achievement can't do it alone, so we invite the business community and general public to join us by investing in youth today to prepare them for the business of life. There are many ways to get involved by sponsoring, donating, or volunteering. You can change the future for all Nevadans. Learn more at jasnv.org. This message is sponsored by the Junior Achievement of Southern Nevada, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station. Learn more at jasnv.org. That's jasnv.org.
I've never seen it like this.
We've lost a lot of loved ones in our family.
I lost some family members to COVID.
So many of my patients pass away from COVID.
People dying. It didn't matter your color, your race, your sex.
Death has no particular color. It comes after us all.
Every human life has value. Just does.
COVID taught us
health matters.
Health matters. Visit nmhec.org. This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Minority Health and Equity, and aired in cooperation by the Nevada Broadcasters Association and the station.
KMXB HD3 Henderson, K268CS Las Vegas. Always live on the free Odyssey app. 101.5 FM KDAWN.
Is
Israel gains ground. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News. Israeli forces say Hamas no longer has control of northern Gaza.
The IDF today is expanding ground operations in Gaza, where today they say that they raided the homes of Hamas officials, and ground forces are still searching through the largest hospital in Gaza, Al-Shifa. And now new Palestinian official statements are coming through saying that dozens of premature babies have been evacuated from that facility. The IDF, however, has argued that it did not force the evacuations at that facility. But we do know, given the fighting that was taking place, how desperate of a conditions and desperate of a situation it was there. Now, as far as the civilians who have fled south, we are starting to see more escalation there, as the IDF says it could potentially shift the operation there south as well.
Fox's Alex Hogan calls for a ceasefire, continue to pressure both Israel and American officials. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insists the ceasefire would mean a surrender to Hamas. New York Post columnist Michael Goodwin comments on the radio show of Fox's Brian Kilmeade.
It's got to eradicate Hamas. It's got to finish the job. And if it doesn't, there will be another October 7th and another and another. That's what this is about. This is not the same tit for tat that happened every couple of years. This is a final battle that Hamas started and wants, and Israel should give it what it wants, which is death.
The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry claims more than 11,000 Palestinians have been killed in the fighting. An evacuated hospital in Gaza still has nearly 300 patients who are too critically ill to be moved. At least 30 premature babies were evacuated this morning. They are receiving urgent care at a hospital in southern Gaza, may be sent to Israel. America is listening to Fox News.
I'm Dana Perino, co-host of The Five and co-anchor of America's Newsroom. Join me for my brand new podcast, Perino on Politics. Listeners of Everything Will Be Okay will gravitate toward this podcast too. Every Monday, I'm going to talk to people I trust in politics as they tell me what they're seeing and thinking in the 2024 election cycle. As they prep me to cover the upcoming election, they'll prep you, the voters, too. Make sure you subscribe to this series on foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts, and leave a rating and review.
Well, they say there are certain things that shouldn't be brought up at the kitchen table, but not here at the Duffys. So pull up a chair and join me, Rachel Campos Duffy.
And me, former U.S. Congressman Sean Duffy, as we share our perspective on the discussions happening at kitchen tables across America.
And we're going to share some real-life solutions as well to the everyday issues that you all talk about. And we're going to talk about some of those things that we agree on.
And some that we don't.
Download from the kitchen table, the Duffys at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download podcasts.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
And we return to the Mark Hoke Show, hour number 2. Here on a Sunday morning in Las Vegas. We don't have any drain valve covers destroying F1 cars or anything like that. Just Danny Limelight wrecking the studio.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Everything I touch.
There you go.
It's all good. But yeah, we're having a great time here. Of course, want to thank Brittnie Brooks for joining us. She's going to be the FSW show tonight at Silver Nugget, as will Danny. So if you haven't got your tickets, well, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Being a bozo.
Exactly.
Yeah, get down there.
And of course, we're here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Also streaming live on that Odyssey app. If you don't have the Odyssey app, what the heck are you doing? Download that app right now.
Download the app.
It's awesome. Tons of great shows, including ours and SportsX Radio and so many others here on KDAWN, plus from around the world. So make sure you do that. And of course, we're also streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, X, and Facebook. And want to say hi to a couple people in the chat box. We've got Dirkzo. Hello to you too.
Dirkzo.
It's good to see you. And
who names the kid Dirkzo?
That's the birth name?
He just said hello. I don't know who he is.
Dirkzo rhymes with bozo.
Damn.
Gary Johnson. What happens if Brittnie Brooks' boyfriend and you say something stupid? Does she put you in a headlock? in front of your friends. I don't know, Gary. Just by the way you talk, you couldn't have a girlfriend like Brittnie Brooks, so you don't got to worry about it.
Yeah.
Gary is KDAWN's super listener.
What's Ripple
He's
Man?
a super listener.
He is. He actually
bozo.
is.
With the question.
Damn, sorry, Gary.
It's all good.
Gary, come to the show and buy our merch.
Yeah. Come down to the show, Gary.
Yeah, buy some autographed pictures of Danny Limelight.
Put it on your wall when I
Yeah.
show up to your house, like how Mark did. He just put the picture up just now.
Oh man. Well, let's take a look at some of the other things that happened in Full Gear last night. And I tell you what, I think we may have a source of controversy here. Are you ready?
Okay.
You ready, David Difference?
I stay ready.
So last night we had a Texas death match.
Yes, sir. Did you see that?
Yes.
I mean, or clips at least. And
No, I watched it. I tuned in.
Okay,
I try
okay.
to tune into AEW every chance I get. You know?
Okay. All right.
I tune into all wrestling.
There we go.
I like to see what's happening.
So Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page, of course, a heated rivalry.
A great build up.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
And Swerve going into Hangman's house. And of course, he's got a little kid. I'm sure, Danny, you wouldn't be happy if someone broke into your house and was messing around in your daughter's bedroom like that.
No way.
No
way.
You would play to kill. Well, Hangman did play to kill last night. We had 1 minute in, we had a buckshot lariat followed by a staple gun. Seriously. And it's not the first time a staple gun's been used in a wrestling match, by the way, but Hangman was stapling Swerve all over the place, stapling stuff to Swerve. Swerve was busted wide open within a couple minutes into the match. And this thing just got crazy. Barbed wire wrapped around everybody, thrown into boards with barbed wire, cinder blocks, just chains, which is kind of what ended the match. We had a shattered cinder block to Hangman Adam Page's back, followed by Swerve hanging him or choking him out with a chain and kind of hanging him. It was bad. Rough match.
Yeah. They gotta cast Hangman in the next Twilight movie the way he was drinking that blood.
Yeah, that was that.
I hope there was some tests done before this.
Yeah, like what the hell?
You know, and one thing that people might, if you weren't there, you wouldn't have seen. But Dave, and I don't know if you noticed this or not, but up on the stage where they have the two monitors, one said full and one said gear, they weren't showing any of the matches in the forum until that match.
Yeah, and bits of
They turned those on. They put the TV feed on right around when that match started, and there was a spot where Swerve was bleeding so badly, and this is going to be graphic for everybody, just so you know.
Kids, hold on, caution, kids.
Yeah,
you may want to go back to bed. It's Sunday, right?
Where Hangman, Swerve put his head down, and Hangman put his head below his, and the blood was dripping off Swerve. And Hangman has mouth open, and the blood was dripping into his mouth.
Yeah. Hard pass for me.
What do you say? Taking my chances on hepatitis. Like, come on, man.
That was not on my 2023 bingo card.
Yeah.
No. So here's the thing. Now,
Hangman been watching too much Vampire Diaries.
Yeah. So a lot of people were saying, this is, and Toni was saying in the press conference, this best Texas death match ever.
Amen.
Okay. And in terms of the intensity and some of the things that happen in there. I mean, look, someone invaded my kid's bedroom, I'd probably want to tear them to shreds too. But
I wouldn't drink their blood.
No. And here's my question to you guys. Did this go too far? We had another Texas death match before with Page and Mox that kind of got a little out of hand, but this was just a whole new level. And I'm just wondering, for example, if we were sitting with our kids watching this pay-per-view and this match started rolling, what would you think? And I mean, like I said, I in a way I love the match because of the intensity, but I just felt like it may have gone over the line. What do you think, David?
So nowadays I don't watch it like as a like through a kid's lens. I watch it as an adult. So yeah, for a kid, now that you bring that up, That's a little wild. That's a little much because there are kids there and they're, enjoying the show wrestling. That was way too much. It was disgusting. I don't know how you even work that out. Like, this is what I'm gonna do. Is that spot, just spur of the moment?
Danny, give us some
First of all,
look, insight.
I think that if you look at the whole feud of how it was built up, the promos, the work that's been going on between Swerve, who's doing phenomenal work right now. Shout out to Swerve, and Hangman just bringing it as well. I think the match had to be crazy. I think it had to go this way. It's no different than a kid watching a rated R movie if you think about it, right?
Yeah,
like,
true.
Like if I remember being a kid turning on TV at night and watching Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees. Like, it just depends on what you're bringing out there for your kids to see. I've never seen that done before in wrestling. It was the first. I mean, it got us talking about it, so I think it went where it was supposed to go. They wanted people to talk about the match. Gruesome, yeah, a little too much, maybe. I have kids, I would have, if my daughter was there watching with me, she probably would have given me a look like, Dad, you better not do that, and I'd be like, I don't plan to, but I like the match.
Yeah.
I really did. I Swerve came out on top. I think that's good for business. And I think he should be the first Black AEW World Champ.
Amen. Yeah, I thought it was the match of the night. Dope. Definitely took the energy to another level and like really drew me into the show. Have you ever taken barbed wire?
Nope.
No.
I like my body and my face too much.
Yeah, that's just I don't know. That seems insane to me, some of that stuff. But
I don't do the death match type stuff, man. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had, the backdrop onto the that cinder block. That couldn't have, oh God, that must have hurt so bad.
Well, I was thinking yesterday, obviously we have like wrestling has evolved, right? So are you familiar with Cauliflower Alley Club? So it's the nonprofit for like older wrestlers that have been injured and they raise funds to help them out, like Kamala and everybody, that kind of go through it. And we're a part of that. And they do their reunion every year here. But that's the thing, is a lot of wrestlers, they don't have health care. So they raise funds to help them out. As wrestling's evolved, y'all is doing a lot more crazy stuff. And just imagine 60, 70-year-old, what that body's going to look like.
80-year-old Ric Flair out there yesterday taking
Yeah. Well, do you think that like it's getting too extreme? Because people are not thinking, when I turn 50, am I going to be able to walk right? You look at Hogan, just from dropping a leg, he's like, I wish I never did the leg drop.
I never understood that with Hulk Hogan. He talked about 22-inch pythons. Why wasn't his finisher just a sleeper hold?
Right. He had said that too. It's like, that would have made sense. But he's thinking in hindsight.
Right. But you're right though. I do feel like, look, when I started wrestling, I wanted to do all the moves. I wanted to go crazy. I wanted to get seen. I wanted to get noticed. I wanted to get signed, be on TV. And there was always those older wrestlers, those veterans. Oh, you're doing too much. Don't do this to your body. Save yourself. Save your bumps. Everybody has a bump card. And when you're younger doing it, you look at them and you're like, you just mad you can't do it no more.
Right.
Now I don't wrestle the way I used to wrestle when I first started, because now I'm starting to feel it in my knee, my back. It takes a toll on your body. You look at guys like Darby Allin. I don't know how he still walks.
I don't either.
That's what I watched.
He took a hell of a bump last night.
I don't know how he does it. He's literally a crash dummy. Not in the sense of I'm insulting him. He throws his body through like some of the stuff that he does. My man, you should be in Hollywood right now doing them falls on as a stunt man. He's gonna feel it. He has to. There's no way he could wake up and not feel the stuff that he puts his body through. You talk about the cinder block stuff that happened yesterday. I'm sure they're feeling it today. I'm positive they're feeling it. But then it's one of those things. You're at a pay-per-view. This is your moment. This is your time. It's a huge roster at AEW. Everybody's fighting for a spot on TV. And in any wrestling federation, any wrestling company, you're fighting for a spot to be seen. So you kind of want to stand out and get the people talking. And what we've been talking about since we came back from break is the Hangman Page match.
Yeah.
So I guess they did what they were supposed to do, because even though they're going to be sore and feeling it, they're doing it for the love of the game. Michael Jordan dropped 60 with a flu. Nobody told him he was crazy. Right. It's Michael Jordan.
Well, he getting hit with cinder blocks.
I'm just saying that sometimes for the love of the game, for that championship, for that spot to be called the one, the GOAT, whatever.
Yeah,
we do stupid things.
Yeah,
But then also it's a death match. So I mean, the point is to kill each other, I guess, right?
And I think it's that live in the moment, because you're not thinking 10 years from now how that's going to catch
You're
up.
gonna be alive 10 years from now.
And that's
God forbid,
what I
you know?
worry about. It's like Darby Allin, when I was watching him, was like, what's he going to be like at 40? Like, when you go to Cauliflower Alley Club, you see a lot of these guys with canes and hunched over and, multiple surgeries. B. Brian Blair from Killer Bee just had a back surgery.
Massive back
like
surgery.
Years later, multiple back surgeries. And I just everybody here's what I want to say. Let's just be kind. Everybody be safe out there. Stop the violence.
Look, you're living in the moment. And if there's gonna be a place to do it, it might as well be at AEW Full Gear in front of a sold out crowd or however many people were there. Vice the people that are doing that kind of stuff in a boys and girls club in front of 20 people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess it's pick your spot, pick your moment, pick your time. I thought that they went crazy. I thought they went balls to the wall. But I thought it was a good match. It was entertaining. I also agree it was my match of the night as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like they were doing it in front of 20 people, 30 people. I guess it makes sense for them.
Well, and that brings up good. By the way, of course, this is the Mark Hoke Show. We got co-host David Difference and in with Danny Limelight, the champ. Wrestling Network world champion,
world champion, right here.
Beautiful belt.
See that belt, man.
Belt.
May I
Beautiful
hold that?
belt.
No,
you got to earn that.
Hold, I'm not asking you, Mark.
Well, I'm with Danny on that.
You know what? I don't like being on the same team as Mark here, Dave.
All right. Belt has been passed. But Danny, you bring up a good point. Is you're caught in a spot between, you're trying to get noticed.
Right.
So the easiest way to do it is to do something crazy, get it on video, and get it out there.
Oh yeah, be a GIF wrestler. Isn't that what everybody wants to be these days?
Yeah, I think so.
So how do you say GIF? What is it?
Either or. I guess
Either or is good. But but obviously there's a price to pay for doing that kind of stuff. So how do you balance that? I mean, you do it through your promos and some great wrestling.
Right.
But just in general, how do you what's the right way to handle that?
I don't have. I honestly, there's no right or wrong to wrestling. There's no rule, like right or wrong rule book or way it should be done. When I first started wrestling, I was trying to do all the crazy spots and be seen for all the crazy stuff and jumping off this and springing off that. And then I realized that me doing this little dance right here that I do gets a lot of reaction than me doing all the crazy stuff with my body. I kind of figured out, okay, who are the greatest wrestlers right now? Who make the most money in wrestling? Okay, the guy that does this.
Yeah.
Doing John Cena.
They call him the 5-move guy, but he does this and everybody loves him. He's the GOAT now, right? That's what they're calling him. Or Roman Reigns, the guy that does this, he puts the one up. And I'm like, this little dance I do, that's my you can't see me. That's my Randy Orton pose. Like, it's my taunt that gets the reaction. And then the promo work. I always believe The Rock became a superstar because his promo work. He was able to talk his way out of the Nation of Domination, out of the Rocky Maivia stuff, and go on to be the great one, the Brahma Bull, the pie-eating, jabroni-beating people's champ, like that kind of stuff. Even Eddie Guerrero, he was a phenomenal wrestler, but then he even figured out how to captivate the crowd through promos and speaking through his heart and even his little dance and the lie cheating and stealing all the way to the top. Like, for me, that's the way I want to go. I don't want to get hit with light tubes. I don't want to. I've never bled in a match in my life. I mean, obviously, I had my head split open, by hitting something and it split open accidentally. But putting my stuff through certain things, like I refuse to do it. Like I refuse to do it. I give you an example. I was at AAA last month, and they wanted to do a glass spot, and I was like, nope. Not me. My partner Slice Boogie did it, and his whole back was cut up afterwards. He went through glass. Juicy Finale chokeslammed him through glass. And then here's the crazy part. It wasn't even the finish to the match. Then he wanted to drag Slice across the glass so he could do a moonsault off the top, on top of Slice, on top of the glass. So you want to do that to me? No way.
Yeah, that's insane. And people just think that, like, okay, the match is over, life goes on. But you guys live with them injuries and going on from there. And we talk about those injuries. But also, I think, Mark, you would attest that there's a lot of new therapy, cryotherapy, stem cell, like yoga that they probably weren't doing back in the days as well. That, could help, but some of that stuff's just ridiculous.
I mean, I don't know what yoga you go to, Dave, but yoga's not gonna fix,
DDP.
No,
Didn't he fix Daniel? Who did he fix?
I don't know.
He brought everybody back.
He brought everybody back from the dead, I guess. DDP yoga. That's the only yoga that works, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, Mark. Like the stuff that Darby Allin and these people do to their body, like it's gonna catch up to them, and it's their life. I guess they can make as much money as they can now and retire at 40, and hopefully they're doing the right things with their money, and and not having to wrestle at 70 or 60 or 50. I mean, because you look at somebody like Chris Jericho, who I think is one of the greatest of all times. He has evolved. I heard you guys talking to Brittnie earlier about how to evolve your character, how to stay, current, how to keep up. You talked about Julia Hart transitioning from the cheerleader to the witch. Jericho has transitioned from different things. I don't know how many times in his career to stay relevant. And even sometimes he kind of pushes himself to a position where he has to take a crazy bump here and there, but he's not getting hit with cinder blocks and things like that. Like, he understands the game, and I guess that's what it's for. It's for the love of the game. It's you pick and choose your battles.
Just bicycles on Wednesday night on Dynamite.
Oh yeah. The bike trick there. But I think it's important when we talk about Cauliflower Alley Club. We're trying to get the younger generation involved definitely this year. So we'll talk about that. But I'd love to get you on board with that and spread the word.
Do I need cauliflower ears?
Not necessarily.
No,
I used to want those so bad.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. It just looked cool as fuck.
There to dump them again. I like it. Yeah. He told you, Mike, on safety off, man. You got to have that finger ready.
It's all good. We got it.
Sorry about that.
Danny Limelight, everybody.
Yeah.
Mark's can't get me out the show now. I gotta go. That's my 2 strikes. I'm gonna take a walk on that.
Oh my God. Oh, well, I guess that means I get to hold the belt for a while.
Okay, Mark, you go. You can go hold the belt.
I think that's fair. All right, let's take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna kind of wrap up everything on Full Gear. And it's funny, we're talking characters because Gunther threw a Hall of Famer under the bus this week. A lot, like a fleet of buses. And I want to get your thoughts on that, guys. So let's come back to the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. David Difference and the wild one, Danny Limelight.
Trouble, man. Trouble.
He is. We'll be right back.
Trouble, man.
By now, you've probably heard of Upside, the free app that gets you real cash back at gas stations. But Upside is so much more than just a gas app. Upside lets you earn cash back at over 100,000 locations that include convenience stores, supermarkets, popular national chains, and local favorites. Just download the free app, claim an offer, and get real cash back on your purchase. There are no complicated points or rebates. With Upside, you can earn an average of 8% cash back on groceries and dining. That's 8% real cash back on top of your credit card rewards. You can use Upside to earn cash back even on debit card purchases. Talk about fueling up. Download Upside today. Use promo code MORE10 and get a 10% cashback bonus on your first purchase. Get the Upside app and use promo code MORE10 for an extra 10% cashback bonus. That's promo code MORE10. Offers vary by user and location. Terms and conditions apply. Go to upside.com for details.
On Facebook, I saw someone posted.
It's going to turn you into a zombie.
Created by the government.
They're going to plant a chip into your body.
It's the mark of the beast.
This is fake.
This information is just about as bad as the pandemic itself.
This information is easy. You don't see the harm it does.
COVID taught us
health matters. Stop the spread of misinformation.
Health matters. Visit nmhec.org. This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Minority Health and Equity, and in cooperation by the Nevada Broadcasters Association and the station.
You're pregnant, and no matter what you do, no matter what you try, you can't stop using alcohol, drugs, or tobacco. But no matter how lost you are, how far along you are, it's not too late. There's always hope, and there are many safe places that can help you stop using. In Nevada, pregnant women are given the highest priority for substance use treatment. Low-cost treatment options may be available so you and your baby can get healthy now. If you or someone you love is pregnant or thinking about getting pregnant and using alcohol, drugs, or tobacco, Visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211 to find help today. SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org also has resources for healthcare providers, friends, and family. If you want to help someone who's pregnant and using, visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211 today. Sponsored by the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health and in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Are you shopping for healthcare coverage for a small business? Whether you're renewing a plan or shopping for a new one, the Vegas Chamber Health Plan, backed by Anthem, has many of the advantages usually reserved for a larger organization, like access to care across Nevada at lower cost. Lock in quality healthcare at budget-friendly prices through July 2024. Go to vegaschamber.com/anthem. Brought to you by the Vegas Chamber in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
1015 FM KDAWN. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we return to the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 1015 FM, the talk of Las Vegas.
Yes, sir. Yes, Daddy. Hey, real quick, I just want to say what's the difference? Danny Limelight episode up on the David Difference YouTube channel.
Check it out now.
In-depth. Not a wrestling interview. Well, I mean, we talk about wrestling, but the man behind the man, we go deep in that one. And
yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, Danny's led a very interesting life.
Yeah, man. Find out.
I can't wait to write my book, From Street Lights to Limelight.
Yeah,
I mean, all sorts of stuff.
I want to pre-order that today. Yeah. You got the link up?
Not yet.
Okay.
I got the OnlyFans link though.
I forgot about that. I forgot you do that.
Do you have an OnLifans?
I don't have an OnlyFans.
Mark has the OnlyFans.
Oh, Mark has an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
What are you
That
sniffing
is not
socks on live camera?
That is not confirmed or denied. I'm just going to let everybody try and look it up and see what happens.
Yeah, please don't.
That would be interesting.
This is Mark Hoke with championship belts laying on a bed like.
Yeah, like
Shawn Michaels. Yeah,
and Playgirl.
Some Playgirl.
Yeah, that's what we need. That's what
take
the
one
world
of those
needs.
Pictures, actually.
There you go. You got an OnlyFans, or is that a joke? What's happening here?
I don't even know anymore.
We don't know what's happening. All right.
I saw Jay Vidal has that OnlyFans.
I bet you
I
are
bet he
subscribed,
does.
and I bet Mark's subscribed to it. I'm just supporting them. Yeah, right. You're sick, Mark.
There,
You're sick, man.
I'll just
Are
say
you a
this.
feet guy, Mark?
Absolutely not. But,
We
you know,
talked about
there's
that
only
on the way
one
to
He'll be
LA.
sucking toes.
There's only one OnlyFans that I would even consider, and that is Paige Van Zandt.
Oh, yeah, she's nice. Not Mandy. You're not a Mandy guy.
Well, Mandy kind of gets in on the action with Paige, apparently, so they do some shoots together. But yeah, Paige Van Zandt, anyway.
He's a feet guy.
Yeah, he's sick. He's a sicko, man.
Oh, never said that. One other thing I wanted to wrap up with on Full Gear, and then I want to get into this thing with Gunther. When the opening match last night, of course, was that 6-man match with Christian and Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus against Sting, Darby Allin, and Adam Copeland. And Ric Flair came out to ringside too. And one thing that blew me away, you had the great start with Christian bringing the kids out because, of course, Nick Wayne's very young and, you know, he's taking them under his wing and now he's calling it the patriarchy.
Yeah.
And that was a really cool start. And everybody's just going crazy because, you know, Christian's just pretending he's everybody's daddy now. And then all of a sudden you're taking that in and then Ric Flair's music hits. So Ric Flair comes out to follow that up. And then you had Sting's music hit with Sting, Darby, and Copeland kind of under this spotlight standing around in a little kind of semicircle. And then you hear Adam Copeland's music go off. Talk about just a run of memories. And that was one of the coolest openings I've ever seen to a match. Just because, man, it just took you through the years. I mean, that was really neat.
It was a time capsule right there, man.
It was. What did you like that, Dave?
I didn't. I mean, whatever. I was probably eating my popcorn, man. I didn't eat yesterday, so I was trying to get a meal in. I was trying to get a meal in. But what was that Adam? What is that from?
Oh, because that's Roderick Strong calling for Adam Cole. Whenever he needs his friend.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay. I figured it had something I didn't know if it was Adam Copeland or Adam but they just kept yelling it, and I was like, all right, I didn't get it.
So
yeah, hell of an entrances. I teared up, man. It was so nostalgic, man.
It was really cool. Come on, you got to admit it. You got to admit it.
Well, I mean, I'm always a Flair. I'm a Flair guy. Who ain't a Flair guy? Yeah. Were you big on Ric Flair?
I like Ric Flair. I watch a lot of Ric Flair, actually. A lot of Ric Flair promo. A lot of Ric Flair.
Yeah. Who would you say? Well, maybe The Rock, but who is the best promo in the business since day one?
Well, I mean, I like watching the Ric Flair promos. I watch a lot of Rock promos. I watch a lot of Macho Man promos. I watched a lot of Eddie Guerrero promos when he came back from Japan and when he got rehired with WWE. I watched a lot of his stuff. I felt like he was talking from his heart a lot in those promos. Today, I kind of, I watch, the MJFs, even Roman Reigns stuff with Paul Heyman. Like I just love when people tell stories through words. If you could capture my attention and make me sit down and watch and listen to you talk for 2+ minutes, then I'm tuned in, I'm locked in. I feel like you get at what you do. I'm listening, But yeah, the Ric Flairs, the Rocks, the Eddie Guerreros.
And you can't forget Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty
Rhodes, baby. Me and Mark had a talk, real quick, because we had that talk yesterday about LA Knight.
He's awesome.
Do you think, I mean, and I'm watching him, like, I'm a huge fan when he was here at FSW. That's my guy. I'm a heel guy. But then, like, you're watching his promos, and it's like catchphrase after catchphrase after catchphrase. Is that too much? Like, he just keeps going back to the
I don't think so. I mean,
no?
I have me gente. I call people bozos. I try to have my catchphrases because, The Rock had the catchphrases. Stone Cold had the catchphrases. All the wrestlers that had the catchphrases were the wrestlers on top of the mountain,
Yeah.
Roman Reigns even has his catchphrase, acknowledge me, and everybody goes crazy, right?
But he usually says that once.
Yeah.
LA Knight is like, he does it about 6 times in one promo where I'm like, where else we going? And he's got some outdated references that I don't think people are catching up on.
Well, I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it with those catchphrases is that it summarizes your character.
Yeah, it's a branding promo.
So it gives you as a performer, that one thing that everybody can latch on to, and then if people really like it, then you sell shirts too.
And that's what the man is selling all the shirts right now. So. Yeah. I like the catchphrases. I like his promo work. I feel like, I agree. Sometimes he says the whose game, it is a lot sometimes. But I mean, as long as the crowd is reacting and responding, I guess it doesn't matter. He got him in his hand right now. They're really behind him, cheering for him, rooting for him, want to see him win. I'm a LA Knight guy. I'm a Shawn Ricker guy from when he was at United when I first started. So I'm happy to see him winning.
Yeah, no, he's dope. And like when he was here at FSW, and we always talk about it, it's just like you knew he was next level. Yeah. Like he had the mouthpiece, he had the look.
Even when he was Eli Drake.
Yeah, that was
TNA.
Yeah.
Now it's funny you brought that up because this kind of segues into what I wanted to talk about because Gunther did an interview on WWE's show The Bump, and he was talking about the Ultimate Warrior, and here's what he said. Are you ready for this?
I want the cheese man.
The first part was, that's one of the real dark ages at one point. Look at that. So he's kind of throwing that under the bus. And then he says, he said that he's neither a real athlete nor a professional wrestler. No, he's not. He's a showman. He's not an athlete, not a professional wrestler. He's a showman. So now everybody knows why I have to be the one to keep this title, the Intercontinental title, for the longest time in history, to wash its reputation clean and to set a new standard.
Hats off for that.
So basically said the Warrior was not good. He just, he was a showman, not a wrestler. And I read that, and I guess to a point for me, I was a Hogan guy, so I really wasn't excited about when the Warrior was coming up because you saw what was happening. You're like, oh God, no. But at the same time, I was never a big fan of his.
Me neither.
Because I just. The promos were kind of all over the place. I mean, it was a lot of rambling, and he'd come out, he'd shake the ropes, do his press slam and a splash and a couple power moves for the most part, and he was out of there. That was it.
He didn't get paid by the minute, Mark.
No, no, he did not. And of course, a lot of controversy with what he was doing with Vince McMahon and contracts and so on. But Do you guys agree with that? And how do you feel about that when still he's one of the most highly regarded professional wrestlers of all time. What do you think when you hear a comment like that about him?
Yeah. Well, I say, as far as pro wrestling, like you just said, that was pretty much his whole match. There's this move, shake the ropes, get out of there. I think that, when you talk about like bringing more to the table, nah, he didn't. That self-destruction of Ultimate Warrior DVD, that summed it up. I think they should have just left with that instead of trying to bring him back as some kind of classic. He was an icon, but
people loved him. My
dad was a huge Warrior fan.
When I was, I guess I would have been, 14 or 15-ish, somewhere in there. Man, people were doing the arm tassels and the rope shake and all that stuff. People loved that guy. And like I said, I guess, that comes from me watching a lot of NWA too when I was a kid. And it was like, I'd rather watch Flair and Steamboat or somebody like that.
Right. But if you looking at it now, when you say it that way and referring to what Gunther said, if he was a showman, that's what
but that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. Like you don't want to. You love the Martin Scorsese movies, but Martin Scorsese movies aren't drawing $3 billion like an Avengers movie. There's different types of wrestling, and Gunther is a phenomenal wrestler. He's an all around. He's the best wrestler to be bringing the prestige back to the Intercontinental Championship. I agree with him there. But Ultimate Warrior, I wasn't a fan of him, but he was a showman. He was entertaining. Like people loved. You said it yourself. People loved watching this guy because he was just a ball of energy who would shake the ropes, and he would come out with his hair all crazy and all these colorful things hanging from him, and just like bring this new feel to wrestling. But if you look at wrestling, how it's evolved, it's sports entertainment now, right? Like, let's be honest. Let's really be honest with what we're talking about here. It's not the old school 70s or 80s type of wrestling where guys are in black trunks and just doing the graps, guys are in colorful gear. They're trying to be larger than life characters. You have to have the showmanship with it so that you stay, you entertain and you stay relevant. That's why I bring up Chris Jericho again. He's somebody who's a showman. He's a sports entertainer. Those are the guys that stay around the business long enough. The good wrestlers sometimes, they hear one day, oh, this guy's a great wrestler, and then they're gone. You don't really remember that. You remember the larger than life characters. At least I do.
Yeah, no, I think they made that whole WWF era. Like, I wouldn't have been a fan if it wasn't for the over the top, like, who's this guy, like different characters. And Ultimate Warrior played his role in that. I was a Hogan guy. I just wasn't a fan of the Warrior. But like, that's wrestling. That is 100% wrestling. All the characters, the gimmicks, the gobbledygooker. Like, that's what I love about this business, man. Like, entertain me.
The Repo Man.
Yeah, just everything. Like, I bought into it. I used to like wonder, like, Kane, like, does he walk around with that mask on? Like, if he's at the grocery store, like, is this real? But
that's funny you brought up Repo Man, Barry Darsow. Of course, it was Crusher Khrushchev and Demolition. That guy. One of the most underrated performers ever. Really.
Legend.
Love the Repo Man.
You really?
You know who else is a big fan of the Repo Man? Tom Lawler.
Really?
We got to get him on the show sometime, by the way. That would be fun.
Love Tom.
I was just watching the first episode of Monday Night Raw where Repo Man repoed Macho Man's hat. Macho Man had to pay to get it back.
Oh, God,
man.
man.
He didn't make all his payments on it or something. Who knows?
Some
nice hat.
And some amazing memories as we
Macho Madness
talk pro wrestling here on the Mark Hoke Show. And we're going to take our last break. Let's get that out of the way and wrap up the show. Having a great time with Danny Limelight, who's going to be at FSW tonight. Silver Nugget, 5 p.m. And, of course, if you're not in the area, you can watch that on Fight Plus.
Fight Plus.
So check it out. We'll be back with more with David Difference, Danny Limelight. I'm Mark Hoke. Thanks for being with us here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Be back more right after this.
Your pet isn't just a pet, they're part of your family. Most of the pet food on the market is cooked at high temperatures, which kills nutrients. A scoop of Dynavite is a 3-in-1 daily supplement, adding back key nutrients to your pup's health. Try Dynavite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. That's Dynavite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynavite.
With the holidays upon us, the increase in traveling, shopping, and connecting online also heightens the need to protect your identity and finances with LifeLock. Identity thieves see this time of year as an opportunity to drain your accounts, open new loans in your name, and damage your financial future. LifeLock detects and alerts you to threats you might miss on your own. Don't let the busy holiday season catch you off guard. Save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com.
Rural Nevada, we see you. The immediate mental health care team understands the unique struggles adults face. If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis related to economic issues, substance misuse, anxiety, grief, loneliness, or more, you don't have to face this alone. Call 877-283-2437 and connect with the immediate mental health care team within minutes and find the support you need to reclaim your well-being. Rural Nevadans, call us at 877-283-2437. That's 877-283-2437. Your journey towards healing starts now. Call the immediate mental health care team at 877-283-2437 to find the support you need. That's 877-283-2437. This message, funded by a grant through the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
It kind of set me back a little bit education-wise.
I think personally it just changed the way I looked at medicine.
As a people, we have to work together.
Health is a right for all.
We get through it together.
We can find common ground.
We are resilient.
Adaptable.
COVID taught us health matters.
Health matters. Visit nmhec.org. This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Minority Health and Equity, and in cooperation by the Nevada Broadcasters Association and the station.
Your passion to serve could make a world of difference to nonprofit organizations in your local community. Organizations across Nevada are looking to fill board and committee positions with professionals like you who care about local community needs. Board Connect is a new service matching your unique talents with organizations working on issues that are important to you. In this virtual hub, there are hundreds of nonprofits whose work supports essential services and programs. Nevada Volunteers and its partners created Board Connect for individuals and communities striving for bright futures. Take a moment to register. Your service will be a meaningful investment in others and yourself. Board Connect is easy to use, and best of all, it's free. For more information and to register, go to nevadavolunteers.org. That's nevadavolunteers.org. This message, sponsored by Nevada Volunteers and Volunteers Generation Fund, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey Nevadans, prescriptions can be expensive. Let the Array RX discount card be your solution. Now available to all Nevada residents. Simply sign up for free. Show your pharmacist your digital card and save money. Receive discounts of up to 80% on certain medications. There are no age or income restrictions, and it only takes a minute to enroll, so you can get back to doing what makes you happy.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
1015 FM KDAWN. You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
And a whole cast of great characters here, too. David Difference.
Yes, sir. Oh, what a difference a Dave makes.
Yeah.
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 A little more excitement,
Yeah.
Mark. A little more excitement. Me and Mark almost died yesterday. I was like, Mark, you still alive driving home?
Yeah, we made it.
Oh man, I conked out several times. I was like, if I was driving, we wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, I know. That's why I drove it the whole way.
Somewhere, yeah.
That's me. I can't drive it.
I was like, hell no.
And of course, we've got Danny Limelight here. He's the United Wrestling Network World Champion.
What's up, mi gente? I'm going to be the FSW Heavyweight Champion after tonight.
That's big, man. Lots of gold for this guy.
It's going to be hard getting through the airport.
It is.
Yeah. Tell me about
TSA take their jobs too serious.
Well, I just wanted to touch on a couple little news stories before we got out of here today. And, we were just talking about this a little bit. But Hammerstone is apparently getting his release finally from MLW. A lot of drama on that one. And, just curious to see where Hammerstone ends up. What do you guys think? Is Hammerstone going to be a hot commodity here after he gets out of MLW? How you feeling about that, boys?
I definitely. I think he's the guy. He's got options. I had heard before the WWE. They said he was too Triple H.
Yeah.
So they weren't interested. But you would know more, man.
I don't understand why that's a bad thing, being too Triple H. Like, isn't he a 13-time world champion or 14-time world champion, something like that? Hammerstone, man, look, regardless, our beef aside at FSW, Hammerstone is the guy. Your boy Hammer, he's built like a professional wrestler. He talks like a professional wrestler. He looks like a professional wrestler, and he wrestles like a professional wrestler. I think that coming out of his contract, being the longest reigning MLW World Heavyweight Champion, I think he's gonna have options. It'd be good. It's gonna be good to see where he goes.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Hammerstone is a guy we've seen a lot here in Las Vegas, and I'm excited for him to get a new phase of his career.
Yeah, I'm gonna slap him tonight, though.
Okay. We'll see how that works out for you.
Okay. What are you saying, Mark?
Yeah, you want to get in the ring, Mark?
Sure, let's go.
All right, I'm gonna call Joe DeFalco.
Yeah, book it.
I'll be number 30.
You number 30.
I'll be number 30.
Guarantees my victory. Wait, can you imagine though, Mark Hoke?
I can. I'm picturing it right now.
It needs to happen.
Yeah. He wouldn't make it down the ramp.
I got to get back in shape.
No, you just need to have the Mark Hoke opening show as your theme, and you just need to come down the. You have to enter the Rumble, Mark. Why don't you enter at number 2?
Number 2, and just get he wouldn't make it. He'd stumble down the ramp, fall, and then the next. By the time he got up, the next person be going in the ring. Joe would be like, "Get this clown out of here." I can see it.
Actually, Damian Drake's number 2.
Is he?
I get to eliminate him first.
Oh man, I don't know.
So I'd get stuck between Danny Limelight and Damian Drake.
Yeah,
Jesus, I'll pass on that.
Sounds like one of your OnlyFans dreams, Mark.
Yeah.
Oh my God, unbelievable.
Put Chief in the ring. Thomas Glenn said, "Well, Thomas Glenn, you better be at the show tonight."
That is. Yeah. Chief is coming. Chief, you coming to the show tonight? Tap in, man. You better be there.
Guess
you know Chief. Chief, OG FSW family member. He'll be in the building tonight.
He'll be in the building? Yeah. Is he entering the Rumble? I gotta eliminate him too.
If Mark's gonna get in there, might as well. Yep. Chief
Thomas
gonna be
Glenn,
there.
you entering the Rumble, Thomas?
Yeah.
Anybody who enters the Rumble is getting eliminated by Danny.
This is gonna end up being like a 90-person Rumble.
Everybody just hopping.
I'm gonna have 90 eliminations, Mark.
Well, there was an interesting story about Kurt Angle, by the way, and we were talking about guys beating up their bodies.
Is he entering the Rumble?
I don't know. As long as he's not spending all his money on painkillers.
Oh boy!
Did you see this? He was saying
that
Kurt Angle.
He's back on him.
No, he's not back on him. But he was saying,
what he used to do
at one point during his career, he was spending $7,000 a month on painkillers.
Yeah, that's that is an epidemic, pandemic. It's insane. It's a pandemic.
Wow,
that's an epidemic, man. I'm just saying, but the painkillers that's the thing is, it'll catch you. You think it's just gonna knock it out for a while, then it's then you keep upping the doses. My whole family was riddled with painkillers, and they weren't even athletes. It was just became a thing. So
that's what Kurt
pandemic.
That's what Kurt was saying here.
Just the fact that he has $7,000 to spend on painkillers, I'm impressed.
Yeah, but
a month.
But he was saying how his body built a tolerance to it, and eventually, get this, he said, I became an addict right away. 65 extra strength Vicodin a day.
Man, that's crazy.
He was taking 65 pills a day.
65 Vicodins a day.
Oh nah.
But I can guarantee you that's probably small time to some of these cats that I've heard about. Scott Hall's, what the hell's going on?
I don't know what you're doing, David. Different.
Now I want to get situated and professional.
But that's part of the road that you guys take, Danny. That trying to deal with the pain if you don't have insurance or anything like that.
VA.
I mean, geez.
Yeah, he's taken care of. He good. I like that drill sergeant, like your voice was. Is that from just yelling all the time?
Yeah.
Oh man, if you see the video where he's like,
sit up straight, look at me now.
I'm like, man, his voice is gone.
Promos like that.
Yeah.
Man, but speaking of Kurt Angle, that's insane. You know, I have a question for you, Mark?
Yeah.
Do you think that Kurt Angle would have been considered one of the GOATs if he never left WWE?
Yeah.
Do you think that? I mean, he did phenomenal work at TNA. But a lot of people didn't watch that stuff.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it's hard. It was really surprising to see that he left. I mean, he was the perfect guy for him. You know, it was weird seeing him in TNA, but you know they're going to be back soon. By the way, they're coming here in January.
I know they should give me and Slice Boogie a call.
They should
bring that 5150.
I'll talk to Ross Foreman about that.
Oh, thank you, Mark.
Look at this guy.
Like Mark wants the invitation so bad to the after party tonight.
I don't know if I'm going to be conscious after yesterday, but
yeah,
that was a long day.
But here you are early in the morning at the studio.
Do what you do.
Doing what it do.
That's right. We got a job to do.
It's a blessing, man.
Yeah. Rey Mysterio's out, torn meniscus. So he's going to be out a couple of months. So we do not get Rey Mysterio for a while.
Rey Mysterio.
Did saw him out here.
Did you see Powerhouse Hobbs slamming Paul White on Wednesday, the big show?
Yeah, that was
onto
savage.
A car. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, shout out to Hobbs.
That's your guy.
Hobbs a real one. Yeah, I like Hobbs a lot, man. He always kept it real from when I met him at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood to when I first stepped foot at AEW. He ain't switch up on me, nothing. He's a good dude. He's killing it. And I mean, honestly, they need to put some gold on my man.
Yeah, he gets stopped and started a lot, it seems. You know, and it's kind of weird because I mean, here's a guy who's just what a incredible build, great athlete. You know, does good promos. I mean, he seems to have all the tools.
He's got, in my opinion, he does. I don't know. Show my man.
Well, I just think you got too many. What do you think? AEW got so many people. Yeah. There's so much. How do you get your shine?
They have 158 active performers on the roster
and 100 like megastars. Like who's gonna, you know?
Yeah, you know when you got guys like Daniel Bryan, Edge, Adam Copeland.
You can say it. It's okay.
Kenny Omegas, the Young Bucks, Jericho, Jay Whites, the Bullet Clubs, you know, and then on top of that, they bring all these other people that are not even part of the company to come be in the company to wrestle a match. Then it's like, okay, now this guy that you brought in from Japan or CMLL, who's not signed to AEW, is taking TV time or a spot from someone who is signed to AEW sitting at home. Like, what's up with my man Peter Avalon? Why he not on TV? You know, like. It's the same.
Rousey.
Yeah, it's the same. You got Rousey now. Who else you got? There's so many people.
Yeah, it's insane. Like
Samoa Joe, you know, Christian. Like
I don't understand. Like you get
the
lost.
Hardy Boys. Like keeps going. Hangman Page, Swerve.
Yeah, you get lost in it.
They have a phenomenal roster, but it's just not enough time for people to really shine there. Darby Allin, Sting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they had CM Punk for a while. Like it's just.
And then just, you know, Will Ospreay, you mentioned the name, but yeah, he just, of course, was their big signing.
Yeah.
So
that was coming. I had a feeling.
I thought it was going to be Ronda, but real quick, I want to get your take. You're a heat seeker, man. What's your take on CM Punk?
I'll wrestle CM Punk anywhere, anytime, any place, any day. Come to United Wrestling. If no one wants you CM Punk, come to United Wrestling Network. Come
on. Do you think he's going to pop up somewhere? Where you think he's popping up?
Man, a part of me wants to see him back at WWE. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I want to see him back at WWE for some reason.
Dave,
as long as he comes back with AJ Lee too.
Ah, yeah, she was dope. She looked way different now. You see her? She ripped. Yeah.
She was on that show Heels. You know.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, she's on the show Heels.
The new season.
Yeah. My homegirl Jasmine Allure. Shout out to Jasmine. She's a star in the making too. She stunned doubled her.
Okay, yeah, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, that show got canceled.
It got canceled.
Did it?
I think it'll get picked up by Netflix or something like that. You
I'm sure.
It was a great show.
Was it? Yeah, I
liked
started
it.
the first episode and was like, maybe not now. I just wasn't in the zone. But
it definitely does give you a look inside of wrestling. So it's cool. I like it. I like the actors.
And Stephen Amell is awesome. And you know, and he's been in the ring. I mean, obviously it was a WrestleMania and stuff. So you know, he knows what he's talking about a little bit. But Danny, I'm sorry.
And then it has like, you know, CM Punk's on the show too. So they get the inside of wrestling there, and you know, I like the show. So I hope it gets picked back up.
There you go, Danny. Real quick, I want to give you a chance to tell everybody where you can you can find them or they can find you.
Mi gente, first of all, I want to give a shout out to Mark Hoke, Dave Difference for having me on the Mark Hoke Show again. Am I the most appeared wrestler on this show? I need to know. Is that a thing?
You can be, man.
Am I the most appearances made by a professional wrestler?
You've been on with one way or another 3 times now, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
I have to look that up.
Yeah, let's look at the
You're up
statistics.
there. I mean, you're up there.
Get him
Let's
a
look
belt.
at the leaderboards.
Get him
I
a
need
belt.
Another belt for here. But everybody tuned in, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter at Danny Limelight, ProWrestlingTees.com/Danny Limelight. Mi gente, make sure you tune in tonight. If you're in Vegas, you better be at the FSW Luck of the Draw show. Come see me become FSW heavyweight champion. Yep. And if not, tune in on Fight TV Plus. Mark, thanks for having me, Dave. What a difference a Dave makes.
Yes, sir.
I'll see y'all soon, man.
Yeah, what a great show. And Danny, thanks for coming in, buddy. We appreciate it.
That's my guy right there.
One of my favorite pro wrestlers out there should be the WWE champ.
I should be.
Let's just do it. Take it.
You're still not invited to the after party, Mark.
Yeah.
Well, then you suck. Anyway.
Damn.
No, I'm kidding. It's all good. But thanks for being with us today. We really do appreciate it, Danny. And thanks to Brittnie Brooks for coming in too. Head out there at FSW tonight. It's going to be a great time. David, awesome show. Thank you.
I'm taking a couple months off. I got to get my life together. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
for
guys.
participating.
Hey, we will see you next time on the Mark Hoke Show. Follow us on X at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook, the Mark Hoke Show, markhokeshow.com. Subscribe on YouTube. We got it all. Just get involved, and thanks for being part of our family.
And
we
your
appreciate
OnlyFans.
Yeah, good luck
At
on
Mark
that.
Hoke like smelly feet.
See ya. Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join The Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.